Hey, welcome, all my right thinkers. Thanks for tuning in. Check out your boy, P Farm, thinking right out here in the lab. I'm in the book. I got something nice for you. We in chapter 7. It's all about the symbols. I'm going to break them down for you, explain them to you. Got 2 or 3 pages of information, so let me get this party started. I got some good stuff for you. Let's go. Rightism, 25 rules to live by. Storytelling, story with message. There's a message in story for life. I give you life lessons. You tune in to receive them. I appreciate you. We got a good thing going. Let's do what we do. Right thinking mission, and that's what I'm on, is to enlighten, inspire, educate, and motivate you, the individual, to a higher spiritual level of enlightenment. Right thinking way of life through mental and spiritual discipline practiced daily will help and guide you to obtain your goal of reaching spiritual enlightenment, aka know thyself. My mission is that all right thinkers know thyself. If you're a right thinker, your goal is to know thyself. See where we're going with this? Let's get together. So I asked the question, do you know you? You will when I'm through, because that's what I do. It's rhetorical, but if you had an answer for yourself, tune in. I got you. A person who knows not and knows not that they know not is foolish. Disregard them. A person who knows not and knows that they know not is simple, but you can teach them. That's why I do what I do. For you. Appreciate you too. Stay tuned. I got more for you. A person who knows not and believe and think that they know is dangerous. Avoid them. I do. A person who knows and knows not that they know is spiritually asleep. I can awaken them. I'm your spiritual alarm clock here to wake you up with knowledge of self. That's what I do for you. A person who knows and knows that they know is wise. Follow them. All these persons reside in you. Right thinkers, know thyself, and to my eye, be true. Ooh, we in my warehouse. We talking symbols now. I'm giving you esoteric breakdown of what they mean, so that when you see them, you recognize them. That's all. Okay, starting out with chapter number 7. It's all about the symbols. You see those 4 symbols there? That represents yoga. What? Yeah. Okay, I'll break it down for you. Okay, get a good look. See them all. Okay. In order to understand the hidden meaning of the symbols, it is necessary and a must to understand what symbols are and have a complete understanding of the principles behind their meaning so you can use them. This section, chapter 7, this section will not attempt to give a complete rendering of each ancient Egyptian symbol. We'd be here all day. But since this would require pretty much a lifetime of study, I did in 30 years. But it will provide some of the most important ancient Egyptian symbols and the basic insight into the universal wisdom behind the symbols. So what? So that you, the student, may begin to decipher for yourself their true meaning. Due to the nature of the study of your symbols, this entire volume will introduce various symbols as we progress with our studies during our Egyptian yoga philosophy lesson. I'm going to give you a few symbol breakdowns, give you understand about them so that you will be familiar. So now you maybe do your own due diligence and do some studying on your own. All right? So now, making images. Everybody had a problem. God, image of God. Can't make an image of God. Calm down. For a philosophical and educational purpose, we had to make God into a symbol. The first one was the dot in the circle. Ra. So, but I'm going to break them down for you. And they're all for a reason. And they changed according to the culture. 3 different cultures got 3 different gods, but they're all the same God. Moving on. So let's get the symbol thing going. All right, right here. Now, making images of gods in human likeness can be either helpful on one hand and dangerous on the other. In a duality nature that we live in the physical world, everything has an opposite. You have to be the decision maker to make the choice which is best for you. And with self-knowledge, you can do that on a continuous basis. Make good decisions, win daily on every situation in your life. Just keep doing the things you're supposed to do. It ain't hard. All right, I do it every day. But when you do this, like I said, that's a double-edged sword. It can be helpful or it can be dangerous for the follower if they don't fully understand and get the understanding of the symbol. Why? The mind is a wonderful tool, but it is easily indulges in what? Emotions. That's the ego. If your ego is interrupting your spiritual concept, you're going to have problems. So if you indulge in emotions and you develop that attachment, this is how the soul get caught up. It developed attachment to that which is what it understands. The mind understands and develop. It likes the things that it understands, but it develops fear toward what that which it doesn't. So if you're ignorant, you're scared. That's not a good position to be in, okay? What God tell you, as I walk through the valley of shadow of evil, I shall fear nobody. Well, I got the baddest man in town with me. Ain't no fear here. That's the concept. And the danger of this arises in the ignorant mind because it becomes fixed on the image, not the message. It's like y'all getting caught up on the messenger and don't get the message. It's all the same concept, okay? The image, they get fixed on the image. Oh, that's God. No, it ain't. No, it ain't. God is spirit and consciousness. You put them together, you put that in human beings, you got a physical human being, a spiritual being that can have a human experience. But this thing between our ears is what's going to make everything possible. So you got to be able to recognize the sound. That's education. That's lessons in life that you can learn, that you can actually live with. Watch this. Everything was practical. Everything was useful. Everything meant something. Nothing was wasted. Like we do now. We just, moving on. But this was the concept. Where we at down here? Now the danger arises, Now the danger arises when the ignorant mind becomes fixed on the image, rather than the essence of the symbolic meaning of the said image of the deity to be worshipped. We worship a stick wrapped with fibers to represent. We understood that. The sun, we represented, we respected it, worshiped. We knew it wasn't God. Instead of worshiping those qualities, and God had the quality that y'all keep making God human. God ain't physical. He's all spirit and consciousness. We the physical aspects of God. We're in the flesh. We're limited. And those qualities of God, you understand them, learn them, and you develop them in what? In yourself. Excuse me. I get excited. The worshiper, you, now may believe that those qualities belong to the statue or the emblem of God or the painting, or as for some special person. It's too. I can't be like Christ. Yes, you could. You gotta give Christ all the credit. He was here to show you how to be like him. Damn, be like Mike, be like Christ. I'm with that. Okay, but and about somebody who lived long ago, y'all take old stuff. I take it to use it. Y'all take it to fall in love with it. We were doing this a long time, over 2,000 years. Y'all just got 2,000 years of information. You think you got something. Babies, okay? Get real knowledge. Go back to the ancients. This is where it started. I did like my man from New York, John Lucas, Frank Lucas. I went to the source. The source is God. In this case, the source is Egypt. That's what information that you need at. You get it from there. Anything other than that is going to be cut down. You're going to be getting commercial knowledge. You're going to be getting, exoteric, EX. You're going to get top level knowledge. And they're not going to give you the esoteric knowledge, the hidden meaning. I give you that. I don't waste my time with the esoteric. They're going to give you that. I don't waste my time with that. That's the difference. And if you're the worshiper, you might believe that those qualities belong, and it can't be you. The goal is to become God. Hello? Those are qualities you got to implement. That's what make him God, and you can be like that. That's why we give you those qualities to show you. We getting there. Sorry about that. All right. And some ignorant people, they will not realize that the symbols, such as Haru, Christ, Buddha, those are all symbols, archetypes for qualities which lie deeper within what? Every individual. Not somewhere out here, but right in here in you, inside each one of us. Is our job as the individual to find it. My job to help you. It don't hurt me to help you find you. It hurts me to be living around a bunch of ignorant people who I can't help. So, the wise, what? Oh, I lost my place. Okay, squad. Okay, we had right here. So, okay, yeah. So the wise sages chose what? Particular images that were so far from the norm. You see God, a man with a scarab head. Perfect example. You see a man with a falcon's head. You see a man with an ibis bird head. Y'all freak out. No, we giving you concepts. We showing you different qualities of God that God gave that bird or that animal a gift. We're using it for our benefit. So we can use it to be what? Godly. And what's this? It's so far from the norm. I just gave a breakdown. In Egypt, the headdress is important. That's the calling card, okay? And that attachment, orientated, human mind would not get hung up on the picture. An enlightened mind, a right thinker, will not get hung up on the picture, and you would thereby be able to concentrate on what? The meaning. The lesson has a meaning. Every movie has a plot. Everything has a start and a beginning and the end. And in between, they take you from the beginning and walk you to the end. As a teacher, my job is to tell you what I'm going to tell you what I told you, or I'll tell you what I'm telling you, open up an introduction, just what I'm going to tell you, then I'm going to tell you. Then I'm going to tell you what I told you. That way, you only getting what you need. Moving on, I hope that makes sense. And now, for example, again, we see that. It's like a bird, don't it? But in a hieroglyphic form, we know that to be Haru, the spirit in you. Okay? The symbol is the falcon. And the qualities of the falcon would make that symbology so important. The falcon, peregrine falcon, flies faster, higher than any other bird of prey. You got a bunch of birds, the owls, those some bad boys, okay? They ain't no joke, okay? And all of them have special gifts that they can survive with, and that's nature. Everybody's going against each other. There's constant competition, but the balance is always there, okay? But when you're doing symbolism, the idea is to get the meaning of the symbol so you don't get caught up in the symbol. Hope that makes sense. Okay, you got the hawk I just showed you. For example, the hawk is the symbol of Haru. That's the spirit that's in me and you. That's God reincarnated. The light of God, the spirit that's in us, that light, that's God. The energy is light. Light is energy or knowledge, okay? Sunshine, whatever. But it's all symbolic. And what's this? The human mind, the Haru, the hawk is the symbol of Haru, the God of light. Vision and speed. Quality that the falcon had. Fast, and he can see stuff a mile away. If he get a bead on you, on the field mice or whatever he's looking for, if he see you first, party's over. Yeah, you won't even know it happened. Okay, that's how he operates, and that's the concept they give God. Okay, when he strikes, you never know you've been hit. And the peregrine falcon, he flies so fast. He just balled his knuckles up and punch you in the head. He going so fast, he can kill you with a blow to the head. Okay, that's how devastating his speed is, and that's how he rolls. In the air, fastest thing going. On land, you can't get away from it, and he'll even come in the water and get you. He can close up his wings and hit that water, grab the fish, come out there, open them up, and he won't even be wet. He's a bad man. Those are all the things that we know consciously. To be conscious of every aspect, every little. He got this thing down perfect. I'm impressed. Why? Because if you think about it like that, you can start seeing it. Whoa, yeah, I give him all the praise. Okay. When I was ignorant, last thing on my mind was God and what. None of that was on my mind. So understand that now. I'm just engulfed with it. Why? It's better than that nonsense. That's why. Okay. That's why I'm sitting here doing this. Why? If I was doing that, I'd be running around, ducking police, ducking the hitman, ducking the stick-up man, whole bunch of nonsense. This, I'm comfortable, I'm cool, and I'm also helping you. That makes me feel good. Okay, I don't know where that comes from, but that was the kicker when I started doing right. All of a sudden, I wanted to just help people. Big difference in that guy. All right, here we go. The hawk is the symbol of Haru, the god of light. And when looking at the hawk, we should be immediately drawn to those qualities. I try to break down to you. I hope you got it. So now let's move on. His special qualities, which is the vision, tenacity, speed, freedom, Haru, etc., is what? Him up there. He's the top of the line. Okay? He is the baddest man in the land. All right? He's the Son of God. Ain't that what Christ was? That's who we are. Just don't know it. I'm trying to get you to understand that. All right, here you go. The symbol that symbols have a great psychological significance because without them, there would be no possibility for what? For the mind to exist, to function, and to interact with creation. That's why. Excuse me. And a deeper examination of symbols will reveal that they are more than just representations of images or ideas and concepts. It goes a lot deeper. Watch this. The human mind needs to understand things by first making a mental picture of it. That's what a symbol. We didn't have words, we had symbols. Because the mind can picture it and then what? And then associating that mental concept with other ideas and thoughts. When we think of a chair, a three-dimensional mental image appears in our mind so that what a chair looks like. When you hear the word chair, okay, I got the idea. We do not think of the letters that make up the word chair, C-H-A-I-R. That's just how you spell it. The actual chair is something you sit down on. Wow, you see it right there, you sit on it. But therefore, to most efficiently and quickly convey an idea or thought to you by symbols, symbols are far superior to writing. They tell you a picture is worth 1,000 words. I find myself listening to people talk, and I try to stop on words, make it real simple, get to the point. Use the word that defines what you're trying to say, and leave out all the stuff. But if you don't have the wherewithal or the intellect to give those fancy $10, $100 words, you got to use $5, $10 words, that's fine. But as long as you understand the words that you're using. A lot of people slinging around $100 words don't have a clue what they are. They just want to sound intelligent, sound like they're smart. No. Just get your point across. That means you're smart right there. Trying to act smart or trying to get somebody to think you're smart is dumb. That don't make no sense. But they tell you symbols are far superior to writings, forms of communication. It's a lot easier to show them a picture and let them mind take over. And after reading this book 15 years ago, me, the reader, found that having learned about those symbols, just at a glance at them now will convey the idea that I look at the stuff now, I know what it means. Like Masons. Everybody know the compass and the square. Only Masons know what they mean. You got the circle and the square. Quick lesson. Real simple. The compass represents the circle. That's spirituality. The square represents physical matter. That's a human. So you got spirit and matter come together. And when you show the symbol, you'll be able to understand it and recognize it for what it is. And that's how you communicate. And doing this book, take me through all of it. I got a whole bunch of more stuff for you. So that's what I'm getting you to understand. And after reading this book, you'll know all about the symbols, but just from a glance. And that will get the idea, your thoughts and feelings associated with said symbol. When we understand what we are not, which is the body, but we are spirit beings. The spirit is inside the human being. Hence, spirit being individual. That means we got two peoples inside of us. The physical body and the spiritual body. And then we're kicking the mental aspect, mind, body, and spirit. Again, they had all that covered, but spirits, it's because, watch this, now it becomes what? Obvious that all our mental notions are only elaborate symbols. Okay? What? For recognition and understanding. In fact, all objects in creation, if you look at it, are really symbols or ideas, not absolute realities. Perfect concept. Therefore, symbols are what? Are vital keys to completely understanding the works of the mind. They had the mind figured out. I thought the mind was the last frontier. We still learning. No, they knew about the mind. They so far ahead of that. Unbelievable. But they understand the workings of the mind. Ancients knew how the mind worked. We still, psychologically, I'm ignorant. They wasn't ignorant of themselves. I can tell you, knowledge of self, you get knowledge of self by studying and learning and practicing. That's how. Talking about it, thinking about it, and wishing don't get you nothing. Moving on. And the workings of the mind and the nature of existence. We start with creation for a reason. Everything in the beginning, it started from this. So you can work your way from there on up. No starting point is hard to figure out where you start at. Okay, every race has a starting point. And what? An ending point. Life do too. Moving on. In Egyptian mythology and philosophy, bam, you have to understand. We understood and mastered the philosophy and the mythology concept. So that made us people lived in harmony with each other, lived in harmony with nature. They were all harmonious people. And everybody that met them said the same thing. We the most spiritual people on earth. And with mythology and philosophy, in Egyptian mythology and philosophy, as well and in other mythological philosophical systems, everybody practice what we put out. It is often necessary to what? Learn about symbols, learn about a symbol's meaning, each one by its relation to the other symbol. They're intricate, they're all weaving together, they all take you to where you need to be. Knowledge of self. In many cases, symbols from seemingly separate cultures may shed light on the meaning of a particular symbol. Okay, here we go. This is going to be the wrap up. I got to come back with another lesson, but this is, remember these signs. You look at this. What that tell you? That's you. You got the sun just over your head. You're conscious of God. You got two things in your hand. The shin, that means eternity. And the ankh, that means life. So that means you have life eternal. You God conscious. All those things that I see in that. Yeah, I said, what the hell here? I don't see that. See, but that's the idea. Knowing the meaning of the symbols. Break it down for you right quick. I'm closing it out. From the most remote times of Egypt, the symbol of the hawk was used to represent all-encompassing divinity. God, the supreme being, the creator of all things. He's omnipresent, omnipotence, omnipresence, omniscience. That means all those aspects, attributes, that's what make him God, not the name. The hawk is also the symbol of the human soul. Haru, me and you. Christ, too. Yeah, same thing, all of them. Move them all, lump them all together. Why? Because they're all the same thing. Just got different times for different cultures. They just say that the symbol may change, but the culture still had the same concept. Watch this. Now, and the implication is that the supreme being and the human soul are what? Identical. That's what we try to get you to learn, sorry. Here, Haru, the hawk, is shown holding the shin, the symbol of eternity, and the ankh, the symbol of life. Well, this is what I do. I love this. Why? This is what I do for you. I'm hoping you're getting it. Now I'm going to show you the first picture. I just showed you the side of Haru. We just broke that down. Now we're going to break down the Nefer, the Sema, the Ankh, and the Hotep, Supreme Peace. Those are all symbols that when I see them, I know what they mean. You look at that saying, what the hell he talking about? Hopefully when I get done, you can look at me and say, oh, I get it. The trachea and the two lungs at the top. Then the trachea and the heart come together. Then you got life, which is the ankh, the male and female, and the children come together symbolically. And the last one is what they call hotep. That's supreme peace within oneself. When you got knowledge of self, you reach supreme peace. We call it hotep. Okay? I'll be wrapping up for you right now. I just showed you the hieroglyphic of the Sema or the Sma. Okay? Sema, Sma Tawi. It represented by the union of what? Your two lungs, your trachea, the windpipe, and symbolizes what? The union of what? Your higher and lower self leads to what? One. Everything goes back to the one. Everything comes from the one. So understand that. Moving on. The hieroglyph of the Nefer. The Nefer, close to pronunciation of Neter, expresses the union of what? Your heart and your trachea. It symbolizes that which is the most beautiful thing, the highest good, the greatest achievement. Life. The hieroglyph for the Ankh. The Ankh symbolizes the union, the cross, which represents the male phallus, and the circle, the female aspects of the oneself, leading to the transformation into a what? An androgynous being. Thus, the two become one. That's why we have intercourse. Trying to get into each other. I want to get into you. I want to, yeah. All that is conceptually, y'all say it, but don't have a clue. But yeah, that's where it comes from. All right, last one. You got the Hotep sign, the hieroglyph for Hotep. That means supreme peace, the final abode of all who satisfy what? Their desires of their souls, not the flesh. Union with its higher self. The flesh is going to stay to earth. Higher self goes home. You want to unite your consciousness with your higher self, which is your spirit self. When you do that, when the physical body runs out, guess what? Get your wings, like Red Bull. Knowledge of self is like Red Bull. You get wings at death. Just saying. Y'all got the commercial. I'll get the commercial, but do y'all? See, they playing a game with y'all. They playing a mind game with y'all. But if you understood it, I can tell you, no, I don't need the Red Bull. I need knowledge of self. That's how I get my wings. But they tell you, drink Red Bull, you get wings. Playing with your mind again. Christ's hood and Horus hood. You see here? Before Christ even come along, your boy Jesus, we had Haru with the sun disk and the Uraeus signifying what? Knowledge of self. I rock the eye for that purpose. I'm conscious. What? God conscious of who? Myself. Watch this. The Uraeus, they call it the halo. When Christ got the halo over here, that's what he got, the same thing. They just changed it, modernized it, get repackaged it, some of the same stuff. Moving on. The word Christ is not a name, okay, but a title. Just like the vice president is a title. Christ means, listen to me, you Christians who swear y'all know something and don't have a clue. Christ means he or she whose head is anointed with oil. I showed you, I just gave the lesson about that one, when you got the grease oil and run down the skirts of your garments. Sound familiar, Mason? So that's Christ. He ain't a person. So this Jesus person that y'all keep thinking, no! Sorry, my bad. Yeah, keep believing that. I ain't got no problem. Believe what you want. It means the anointed one. Okay? Haru, sage, saint, Buddha, Christ, Krishna, etc. These are all qualities and titles of the people who did these things so they can be recognized as that. The Buddha got enlightened. Krishna woke up. Haru conquered his evil uncle. All of these is archetypes of qualities that you can manifest for yourself and be just like them. That's what I tell you, be like them. Moving on and wrap it up. I see the clock. All right, here we go. So all these peoples are the same person. They did the same thing. Knew themselves. These are all terms or names, again, to what? To describe the same thing. Haru hood, Christ hood, refers to what? Certain qualities exhibited by mythical or historical personalities as symbols that's representing the potential state of an enlightened of every sentient being in the universe. I tell you, we got 9 billion people walking the earth. There's 9 billion ways to get to God. Because every individual has his own way. You can practice somebody else's, follow somebody else, but you have your own way. You got to figure it out. That's all. Wrapping it up. Christ are what? All those, not one. Christ are all those persons who have attained complete perfection of their psychological personality, conquered the ego, aka their evil uncle Set. That's what every individual's goal is to do in this physical form. By the ego took out Asar, which is your father. You want to take out your uncle and avenge your father. So get back to him. When you do that, you go back home and say, Dad, I took care of that. Dad, I got this. See? And what's this? The experience. And for you to know God, it had to be experienced in being one, identifying oneself with what? With everything, aka God. This is a state of supreme bliss. When you and God become one, it don't get no better than that. That's why you reach Hotep. But to make that happen, you already had to put the work in. Okay? That comes from what? Becoming one with one's essential nature, aka God, by putting the work in. This is the state which cannot be achieved. Watch this. Through what? Egoistic earthly pleasures or relationships in human. It won't get you bliss. As explained in the Egyptian book of Coming Forth by Day, those who live in virtue, aka right thinkers, we practice Mayat, which a pure heart, Makadu, from righteous and disciplined living, will know all there is to know and be all there is to be. Why? Through their Haruhood, attaining the qualities of Haru, that's in me and you, which are what? The truth, righteousness, and justice, our inner vision from what? The eye of Haru, the all-seeing. Watch this. That will what? They will have defeated who? The evil uncle, the killer of their father, Asar, with what? The evil father's greed, ignorance, impiety, and egoism. That's all Set. That's all your lower nature. As personified by who? Set, the evil one, you, without knowledge of self. When you don't have high knowledge of your higher self, you are Set, not Haru. Okay? So salvation comes from what? Attaining Haruhood. Bam. That is becoming Haru. How? Through a life of righteous, virtuous wisdom, courage, and self-knowledge that's mastered over the time that you study and you master it in time. Those who become Haru, Christ, or Buddha have done that, attained the consciousness that survives death. That's what you need to do. And will live on where? After their death of the body. The body will die. But being free from your ignorance of self, that leads to what? Reincarnation. If you don't know you, when death comes to the body, you're going to get reincarnated. Why? You can't go home. Why? You don't know who you are. That's why. So there is no one Christ. Christians, there is no one Christ. Everyone can potentially become Christ, aka Haru. That's me and you. If they follow the path of masters such as my favorite Haru, y'all boy Jesus, I like Buddha too, Lao and Tao Zi, etc. These are all leaders in their culture who they follow. Why? Because they made mastery of themselves and of the path that laid out by other modern day masters. We have the blueprint. All you got to do is follow it, wrapping it up. When cosmic consciousness is attained, aka knowledge of God, and anointing occurs with an etheric oil. That's the oil of Christ. Okay? Secreted from what? Your energy centers that comes from the brain to the body. The circulatory system, including the heart, the mystical seat of God. The body and mind are transcendent, and one experiences, you ready? A higher level of existence beyond the norm and the joys and sorrows of the world. You're above that. You pass that. Christhood means to attain the beatific vision, inner vision of oneself as what? God. I see myself with God as one. one becomes I'm consciously established in that realization that one is God. This is the contrast to the masses of ignorant people who are only aware that what they are perishable bodies of flesh, human beings. Ignorant. That's the lesson. I know it took a little while, but I hope I got my point across, because now you should be able to recognize what the symbols. I got more for you, but in closing right now, may all right thinkers, may you all live to be 100. May 100 minus a day. So I never know that my right thinkers have passed away. And those who do, you know we're going to meet up one day.